my darlings, it's ALB in Whisperland here. In today's video, as you've probably gathered, we're going to be doing a greeting card Thursday video. It's been a while since we've done one, and I've had loads of requests for another art video, which I'm very happy to oblige. And I want to get back into this series, right? I think it's really fun. I love doing a series. I just think it's super fun. Right now I'm just grabbing some tape because I just kind of want to tape the card down. It's a little bit easier to work with it when it's steady. So I'm just going to tape it down a little bit. I'm going to be doing a vertical card today. So I'm going to do it right like this. Just to give myself a little bit of room. Right like that. So today's subject, we are going to be doing Moana from the new Moana movie. And I decided on Moana because, well, simply put, I asked on Twitter if you guys had any requests, as I often do for these videos. Because they're not for me, they're for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're kind of for me. I have tons of fun making them. But I asked if there was anything specific that you guys wanted to see, because, you know, it's for you. And there were a lot of different sorts of answers, but the most popular one, by far, was Moana. Make way, make way. So I just thought this would be the one we do this week. Plus, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I just wanted to draw Moana. So here we are, drawing Moana this week. What a treat it is. If you want to participate in the next request for Greeting Card Thursday that I do, just stay tuned to my Twitter. That's where I ask what we'd like to do. It's fun. I like doing requests like that when I have time to. One of my favorite things about Moana is that she's super powerful and strong. And she has these really powerful arms and legs. And I just want to really try and capture that today. So you might not be able to see too much what I'm doing in this moment. And that's very intentional. I'm putting in not any detail. I'm just kind of roughing in the shape so that I don't overshoot the pose. Because anybody listening who's an artist will know that sometimes you get too focused on, let's say the head, trying to make the head beautiful, and then you realize that you can't fit the rest of the body into the picture. I think we've all been there, right? So just trying to kind of get my pose in before too much else happens and I get too excited about drawing. So I've got Moana here. I also want to draw Heihei, the chicken. And I'm not going to do too many details on him in this moment as well. I'm just going to kind of, a circle, some lines. It's pretty much a chicken. Let's see here. Kind of gonna do her other little foot right there. And I'm giving her super thick legs. I mean, I'm kind of going for an extra cartoony style here. Even more so than usual maybe, but it's fun. It's fun to draw a character like Moana because she's so thick. Her arms and legs are so thick you can really stylize it. She's such a cutie. I really liked this movie. I want to go see it again, but you're gonna laugh. I recently looked because I thought maybe I'll go see it again as a little treat. It's not in theaters anymore here, at least where I live in Toronto. maybe it is for you, but I think it should be out on DVD soon, so, you know, I'm sure I'll have my wish fulfilled soon. So, putting in her little arm here, I'm gonna have her oar. Now, no, don't worry if you haven't seen this movie yet. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. It's kind of like when I did my Zootopia art. I really don't like spoiling movies for people. So we're not going to talk about any spoilers, but I will just say that her having an oar is you know, something she's often seen with in the movie. So we're going to have her leaning on an oar here. And it can kind of look like this, and it'll just be behind Heihei, her chicken. It was voiced by Alan Tudyk, if you can believe it. They got Alan Tudyk in, who you may know as Wash on Firefly, and I mean a bunch of other things. But he plays the chicken, and if you want to see clips of him as the chicken, you can look them up on YouTube. They're very, very funny. They're very funny. I'm gonna pull you guys in closer, just because now I've kind of got, kind of, a little idea of spatially where I want everything to be. And so I'll pull you in a little tighter now so you can see what I'm actually doing a little more clearly. So now you guys are a little tighter, you can kind of see like the bare bones of what I'm putting together here. So Moana has like a little button nose with kind of wider set nostrils. Obviously we're doing like a super cartoony version here, but I still want to capture that. Let's give her some eye sockets here. I kind of want to give her like, and she's got a round face. Let's give her this brow bone in here, and we will say that her hairline is going to start kind of up here. And okay, let's figure out these eyes. I want her to be happy, so we'll start with the expression, kind of. And she has like thick eyebrows, right? So that one eyebrow is a little funny. It's like dust on my eraser. That's no good. Pencil shaving dust. So we'll talk a little bit about the pencil I'm using, because people are bound to ask. It happens in every video. I'm using a Prismacolor very thin pencil. I do pretty much all of my sketching in this. I started using it when I took an animation course, and I just haven't really stopped. I prefer it to pencil. I don't know why. I just find pencil way too, I don't know how to say it. It's just too permanent, and I know it's not any more or less permanent than using a colored, you know, drawing pencil like this, but it's totally a mental thing, and I think once you find what works for you, it's like, don't overthink it. Just go with it. So that's what I try to do with this. Just go with it. But yeah, I do all my sketching with a blue pencil like this. And they're not very expensive. They're usually anywhere from 30 to 50 cents at art supply stores. They also sell ones with erasers on the end. And I've got one of them, but I find that the lead is way too waxy in those ones, so I don't buy them anymore. Plus the eraser, it's like I always have my white art eraser here anyway, so I don't need that. So Moana's looking happy, but you know, like kind of, she's a goofball. Moana's a big goofball, so giving her a little like, oh, I see, you know, kind of expression. Like, don't you know who I am? I'm Moana. Okay, so we'll give her this little shoulder in here. Oh, very important, we need to give her her necklace. Let's draw that in here. And it's got like a couple little beads on it, like this. Oops. So I like to, you know, do the bones of the piece, I guess, and then start going in and fleshing all this stuff out. Just to make it easy to follow once I'm like coloring and doing all the detail and whatnot. I don't usually erase the lines that I've done in the blue after, so that's why I kind of do all the like rough stuff really light, because that way if it's no good, it's like goodbye, I'm gonna color right on top of you. I'm gonna kind of like do an approximate guesstimation of her costume, just because like I have an approximate memory, but I'm not sitting here with it like right in front of me to be able to say, oh, she has a tiny little thing of lace right here, better add that in. So please forgive me if I get any little details like that wrong. I'm doing my best. I might forget little things, but I promise it will remotely look like her. And I think it does so far. Moana has like this gorgeous, puffy, curly hair, and it's wavy and it's beautiful, and you know, it's such its own character in the film almost. She's always blowing in the wind, it's always wrapping around her face or things like that. It's just gorgeous. So I definitely want to like give her that gorgeous mane. Okay, so she has like this little skirt thing too. And I'm gonna do my very best to remember what it looks like. Let's hope it's like approximately right. I think this, and then it's like side slit kind of, I think. If you haven't seen this movie, I think most people will like it. It's like action packed, but there's so many really nice, heartfelt moments. It's definitely like a musical, so if you don't like music in movies, you might not like this one. But that said, the music is really great. I really enjoy it. It's like one of those types of movies where I went right home and downloaded the soundtrack the night I got home from the movie. I just really liked it. It kind of reminds me, and I might be totally alone in this, I don't know if this is like based on in reality or like if but like the way all the music fit together and the immensity of everything, this movie really reminded me of Hercules. Now Hercules is like one of my favorite Disney movies. Personally, I feel like it's really underrated. I don't really feel like people like it as much as I do, or I don't know, maybe they do. Probably a lot of you like it. But I feel like in the Disney circles, I guess you could say. My lead wants to break, but I'm not gonna let it. I feel like it's a little underrated. That's my personal opinion. But I really love the music in Hercules. It's one of those Disney movies. Well, I guess I'm kind of like this about most Disney movies, but like I can't watch that movie without quoting every line, you know? Just gonna move the camera down a little bit. There we go. I can't watch Hercules without quoting like every line. 2, 3, 4. You have to make sure you have all the toes. I am a monster when it comes to that movie. Like, I don't think I'm very much fun to watch it with, because you won't hear the movie. You're just gonna hear me saying every line in the movie. I'm giving her like big, thick legs and feet, because I mean, this is a cartoon little version of it, and I think it's cute. I know her feet aren't that big. This is not to scale. This is like a little chibi version. Should I make them smaller? I don't know. Nah. I like a thick Moana. Alright, so Heihei, I don't remember exactly what he looks like except for his most defining feature, which is that his eyes are going in different directions. And he's really cute. He's a little chicken. It's like this little beak. And a little giblet. I hope this ends up looking remotely like him. I don't know. And do his little neck thingy. I think he has like a pointy bit on the top of his head like that. Put that there. And it's got like his feathers. I mean, he kind of looks quite raggedy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he looks like he's been around the block a little bit. He's not a beautiful bird by any means. So, he can look a little messed up. It's okay. That's what we'll tell ourselves. Okay, so we kind of have everything sketched out, which is good. I'm going to erase this one little line that I created to kind of help me. Feet are tricky. So I use shapes like triangles and circles to help myself approximate where things should be. Okay, I think the next step is to color it, because we've got it all sketched out. Okay, so I'm going to be using pencil crayons to start. I always use a bunch of different brands. I got some Prismacolor, some Laurentian, Crayola, all kinds. We're just going to play. Playing is fun. So Moana has beautiful brown skin. And I'm going to start with just like one shade, and then we can fill it in a little bit more. It's good to start with one color lightly, and then we can add more different shades. I just kind of like to block in some color usually. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with the lines, like if I want to do black for the line for the inking. My inclination is yes, black, but sometimes that feels a little too predictable. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see by the end if I'm still keen on that. I love coloring, but that said, I think with pencil crayons, like it's kind of, and markers, let me say, anything that isn't watercolor paint, the coloring becomes my least favorite task. Like, especially if it's not my art. Coloring in a coloring book is not super fun for me, because for me, the drawing part is the most fun of any part of the drawing. Before I even put any color on it, I can see what it will end up looking like. Like, I can see the color in it in my head. So the actual part of coloring it seems sometimes like, okay, let's get there. Let's get this part done. Whereas with watercolor paint, it feels a little bit more like jazz, like a little of this, a little of that. Like you're just throwing colors in there together. I feel like I'm making music or something like that when I'm painting. I know that sounds so cheesy and silly, but that's how it feels. It feels like, honestly, art is kind of like a weird form of magic, I think. Anybody who does any art form, dance, theater, poems, knitting, like, I think cooking is an art form too. I think that all of these are magical. They're really magical. Like, you're creating something. You're creating something. That is such a cool thing to even conceive of doing. To create something new, to use your mind and your body, to make something that didn't exist before, to have ideas and to put them into the world. It's an interesting, I really think it's like a form of magic, of everyday magic. So we're just coloring in with pencil crayon here. Just starting with this light brown first. Just kind of blocking in some color. And let me see, what are we gonna do next? I have this like metallic goldy color. Wondering how that would look as like a shading. It's not bad. It's okay. I might go for something warmer. Is this the same as that other one? No, it's not. This one's redder. Okay. I think that's the ticket. Let's try it out. Yep, I like that one. Ooh, I like it more already. Okay. And you know what? I think I want to grab this pink and just kind of, before we get too into the skin tone, just kind of give her that pink rosy cheeks. What a cutie. Maybe a little pink on the nose too. Oh, she's so cute. I love Moana. Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna do make her skin a little bit darker, give it some more tones. And kind of, I'm pulling in kind of her face shape here. I guess you could say I'm contouring in a way. Just blending some color, some shading. Up in here in the eye. Just around the chin there. Everybody gets the natural shadow from your lip right there. And just around the curve of the chin. Just like that. I want to highlight like her little cute chin dimples. I'm trying to think, like, I know there's a couple other Disney movies coming out this year, but I'm trying to think like if there's any that I'm super excited about. I can't really think of any offhand other than Beauty and the Beast, which I am excited for. I might even do a greeting card Thursday about that. Let me know if you want to see that. Could be fun to do a Beauty and the Beast one. Kind of a throwback. But I don't know if you've noticed, they're like re-releasing a ton of Beauty and the Beast merchandise. Well, I guess re-releasing is not the right word. Let me rephrase that. They are creating and releasing a ton of Beauty and the Beast merchandise for this movie, but like they aren't necessarily doing merchandise that is centered around the new movie. They're like releasing stuff that is original cartoon Beauty and the Beast to go with the movie, and they did that when Cinderella came out too. And you guys know I loved the live action Cinderella. I loved it. I know not everybody likes it, and that's okay. But I just really loved it. So I have faith in this movie that it could be good, and if it's not, that's okay too. We'll still have the old one, you know? That's why I never get too fussy about remakes, because it's like, even if it's awful, even if you hate it, it doesn't ruin the old one. You still have the one you like. I'm just excited for all those dresses. They're gonna be such beautiful costuming in that movie. I just know it. And I'm ready. I'm ready to see it all. That was one of my favorite parts of the Cinderella movie. It was like, oh my gosh, the costuming. The visuals of that movie. Just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Let's see, I might add some darker browns in here too. With pencil crayons, the more colors you add, the better it looks. So if anyone is out there interested in getting into pencil crayon, that's my biggest tip for you, is like the more colors you layer on, especially for skin tones. You can add blues and oranges. Just, I mean, pick a scheme. Don't go all over the place, but play around with it, you know? Play around with what kind of lighting you're trying to make things have, and pencil crayons are very fun for that. Pencil crayons are also a really good place to start if you're interested in getting into art, because they're not messy. Anybody can use them, even kids, you know? And anybody can be an artist. Anybody can. You can. Probably some of you are. Just as long as you're willing to practice, anybody can be an artist. I always think of this like super silly quote from Harry Potter, and like I know it's silly, but, and this is from the movie, not the books, when Harry is talking to the DA about, you know, all the great wizards of the world. At some point, each of them was starting out, like, and maybe some of them were starting out when they were 4 years old. Some of them were starting out when they were an adult. Everybody at one point in their life was where you are, you know? So it's possible. It is possible for anyone to get there. I always think about that. Maybe not specifically about, like, wizarding, but I think it can be applied to many things. Alright, I think I need to give up on the skin tones for a little bit. And maybe we will work on her, like, dress thing. I'm gonna look. I'm trying to find like beige and yellow. Okay, I found some. This one needs to be super sharpened though. I just have the worst feeling this one has one of those tricky lids. I was right. Oh, I hate being right. Can I get it out? This happens every greeting card Thursday we do, doesn't it? Or like anytime I do pencil card stuff. If it didn't happen in a video that you've seen, that I've used pencil crayons, it's because I cut it out. Every time I'm using pencil crayons in an art video for you guys, I get a pencil that just has a lead that breaks over and over again. Come back here. Okay. So, this skirt, I'm gonna start with this yellow, do some shading in here. And like there's, I think, like grass type pieces in here. That. And like the scarfy thing is a reddish color, if I'm remembering right. But I think it's more of like a blood orange. A blood orangey kind of color. So just add a little bit in there. And I want to do like some eyeshadow for Moana. Just add a little bit of red in there. Okay. Now I need to find, oh, actually this color might work. Oh gosh, the color literally says red orange. Too funny. Okay, let me sharpen this guy. And this lead broke too. Wouldn't you know it? Just my luck. And like her top, I think, is the same kind of color as her sash. I'm like concentrating so hard with this pencil. I don't want to break the lead. It's one of those pencils that has a very sensitive lead, very fussy lead. Now we need darker red. This should do okay. Oh, look, this one has a fussy lead too. What is with all these pencil crayons? do a little bit of shading in here. Maybe a little bit more. It kind of looks off. Yeah, that's better. Now I'm going to try and find like an eggplanty kind of color. That'll work. I have this one right here. And I want to do like some patterns. It's just this like, oh, look at this lead. Oh my gosh. Don't you bail on me now, lead. She has this like pattern, if I'm remembering it right. Like this. Good enough, probably. Just do some more detail in here before this lead decides to bail altogether. Okay, now I want to do some of this specific detail in the skirt. So I'm going to try to make this pencil super sharp. Good enough. You know what? I think I changed my mind. I'm going to try to do this with marker because I think that that would be what a smart person would do. And just for today, I'm going to pretend to be a very smart person. Oh yeah, that's like way easier. This is my precious Tombow pen. I say my precious just because I love it, not because it's particularly special or expensive. In fact, the Tombow markers are very cheap. I highly recommend them if you're getting into art or if you just love to draw. They're like $2, maybe $2.50 each. And currently I only have 4 of them, I think, maybe 5. They're really great because they have this like felt tip brush type pen on one side, right? And then on the other end, it's like a marker tip. Like that. I mostly just use the brush tip. And they're pretty nice, and I like the price point. That's definitely like in my price range, so yeah, I highly recommend them. Personally, I think if I get another one anytime soon, I'm gonna get more shades of like this coffee color, or maybe some grays. They're just really handy to have for doing shading. Maybe like more of a blue gray too. I have 2 other grays. They're really handy to have around for doing art. Doing lots of little detail in here. Little details like this are my favorite part of pretty much any art I've ever done. Details are the most fun for me. So I'm just adding some like lines like up like this to kind of give the illusion of this like grass texture. I'm saying grass, but I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, but so pardon me if I'm wrong, but it has that kind of like texture to it, so that's why I'm guessing at that. Okay, now I think we're gonna do some details up near the face. So her hair is like super dark brown. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, let's see if I can get it out, some chalk pastel, which is kind of messy, but I have baby wipes here, so no worries. And I'm gonna put some on the end of my finger and kind of create some lines here, which is going to help us create the shines in the hair. So I'm just blending this in like this with my finger. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I promise it will look really cool. Pastels are messy, but they give such like a gorgeous effect that sometimes you just have to use them. Times like this. Just using my finger to really rub it in. Put some in there. Here. Use a clean finger to rub up anything I don't want. Now I'm going to take the black, and I'm just going to be real careful because this can be a little bit messy. Put a little bit on my finger like that. It's very potent, as you can see. A little goes a very long way. I'm gonna try to put some in this little corner. It's tricky. You don't want to end it up like putting it in the wrong spot. Okay, now I'm gonna just grab a baby wipe, and because my hands are a little messy right now. Baby wipes are the best thing to have handy when you're working with pastel because it just makes it come off so easy. Way easier than washing your hands, like way easier. And it's convenient. Now my hands are all clean. So, just want to get any of the excess dust off. I'm going to now do a little inking in the hair. Let's get this out of the way. There's pencils there. We can't have that. This part might be a little bit more finicky, but I really think her hair is such an important thing. It's an important part of who she is, so I want to really take the time and get it right. Right now I am using something many of you have seen me use many times. My good old Pentel, I think it's the pocket brush pen. I'm pretty sure it is. It's a Pentel pen anyway, in any case, you know. I'm sure if you are interested in it, just knowing Pentel makes it and knowing what it looks like, you'll absolutely be able to find it. I think Jet Pens has them. I bought mine in person, so that's no help. Now, doesn't the pastel look so cool? We're not even near, like, doing much with it, but it's like, I already just love it. They kind of give this, like, interesting airbrush effect, you know? Which I just love. And I love using a brush like this on top of it, because you can create all of these like really gorgeous lines. It's just such a nice effect. This is the part that is very therapeutic for my heart. I love doing the details like this. There's something so soothing about making a bunch of very smooth flowing lines like that. Making them all work together, but they're all unique and they all have their own little special curl, you know. Just add a little line in here for her jaw. And her neck is right in there. And then we can continue with this line in here. I'm going to do the outline of her face right here, just so we'll know where to go with the hair. Like that. I guess I am outlining it in black, because that's what I'm doing. It would seem like I've made a decision without really intending to. Just adding some black in here. Just to really emphasize how glorious this shiny mane of hers is. That's what I think I like about brushes like this, is like you can make them do thin little lines and then like big bold stuff too. It's very fun. Let's do like this. There's a little hair. A fluff got caught in there. Okay, I'm gonna do her little eye here. That big old eyelash. An eyelid. And her eyebrow. Sorry if I'm a little quiet here, guys. Getting her eyes right is kind of the utmost importance, I guess you would say. They're an important part of any piece with an actual character in it, you know? There. And now her little nose. And we have to do her lips in, so I'm not going to mess with that just yet. We'll just keep doing this hair stuff. I actually have a song from Moana in my head right now. I won't sing it because spoilers, but when I was thinking about and setting up for this video, I was listening to some of the tunes. I listen to them a lot actually when I'm painting. It's very inspiring stuff. And I need to listen to inspiring things when I'm working. It definitely helps the creative process, I think. Let me fill in those beautiful lips. Let me pick out a color. I know that it's kind of like a brownie color, but I want to add a little bit of pink too, just to help it stick out. Let's do brown first, and then we'll do some pink. Now I'll add some pink. There, I think that's cute. And her little smile. She's so cute. I like her little cheeky grin. We haven't colored in Heihei yet, so I think we should do that. He's kind of important to this piece. I mean, we did add him in, so it would be good if we actually colored him, and I guess the or too would be good, considering I've made the decision to include them both. I just got so fascinated with Moana's hair, I kind of stopped caring about anything else. Alright, so we're going to need some red, which we already have out. Brilliant. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on Heihei, because he's cute and everything, but I'm more interested in Moana, in coloring Moana. I think his head is all red. And then I'm going to do like a green turquoise combo for his body. He's so goofy looking. His little face. Oh, my lid broke. Can I make it work? Maybe. Oh, I think I might pull this off, you guys. Yep, good enough. Now for the or, I think I'm going to do it kind of like... I want to say like a more yellow. Yeah, I'm going to do it with like this yellowy color, because I want it to stand out. In the movie, I think it was like a brown, but this is art. It doesn't have to be accurate. Well, I mean, it should, but it's my art, so it probably just won't be. We can fill in more detail when we're actually doing the inking. And her necklace needs to be this blue. Like that. Okay, let's do what I think is very important, which is I'm going to move some of these pencil crayons out of the way for just a minute. So I can kind of adjust this tape here from the top as well. Very carefully. Because I want to do, with the pastel, more blue in here. So, very carefully. So as not to make too much of a mess. I have this, once again, I'm going to color on my finger. Like so. It's kind of like the same color as my nail polish, isn't it? I just really like the look of it. I think it gives like a really cool airbrushed look. Let's try some of the dark blue in there too. Using my finger to blend in here. It's hard to get a like really opaque color. But that's okay. Getting some dust. Some up here. And then I'll put a little bit down here as well. There, I think that's nice. It's like, it's soft and pastel-y, you know? I think it's a nice look. It's unique. Just get all of this off my hands now. Using the same baby wipe as before. I don't have a baby, but I have a lot of baby wipes around the house because they're so great to have for when you're doing your makeup or art. Lots of things. Baby wipes are a staple in my house. They're really good if you're eating sticky food too. Alright. Sorry, just had a little bit of dust there. Let's ink some of this stuff down here. Like poor little forgotten Heihei. I'm sorry, little buddy, I forgot you before. It's not that I don't love you. I do. I just don't love you as much as Moana. And that's okay. That little guy. Gosh, he's so funny in the movie. I'm not putting too much effort into making him perfect. He's kind of... he's an all over the place kind of character anyway. We are not featuring the very special demigod in this picture, but he's also a great character, of course. To which I hear him say, "You're welcome," somewhere in the world. And get little Heihei's feet. I got your feet, Heihei. Your little feetses. Nice. Speaking of feet, let's do Moana's now. And I'll take a little more time with her because I like her. I really did make her feet big, but I think it kind of works for the style. It's kind of like chibi, cartoony, oversized style. Yeah, it works. That's just what we'll tell ourselves. If you think otherwise, don't tell me. I'm too sensitive. All the little toes. It's silly, but when I'm drawing them, like, I really do count them to make sure I did enough, because there's been so many times with art, and like, this is where I get a little bit nitpicky with hands and feet. I think because I know they're a weak spot for me, and I put a lot of time into trying to get better at them, that when like professionals and stuff, especially in comics, draw hands on backwards, like they'll do the right hand in place of the left hand, or not include enough fingers when it's not the style, or like just little things like that, it drives me batty. I can't look away. It takes everything in me not to like make a fuss about it and be like, what is this? How did you... Even though it's a simple mistake and everybody makes that mistake, it just bothers me when I see it. I think everybody has stuff like that where just seeing it makes them a little bit batty. So because of that, because I am sensitive about seeing it, I try to make sure in my own work, and I know at some point I'm gonna do it, or have done it, or will continue to do it, but it's definitely something I try to be conscious of, because, yep. Feet are just so hard to draw, though. Like, I feel pretty okay about my hands at this point. About the hands I draw, not like my own hands. But feet are just baffling to me. I still need to work on them so much. So much to improve upon, I think. Trying to decide if I want to add sparkles to this one, because I feel like I shouldn't, but I certainly have the inclination to, because, well, I'm me, so. And her necklace, very important necklace, and I've got some of these beads up here. I'm just gonna do this string in with ink, because I mean, it might not be black, I don't know, but it certainly is gonna be black in mine. Good enough, that's what I think. And we're just doing her like little top here. This super cute little top. It's like a cute crop top. Her hair needs to be a little bit darker, I think. There we go. Her little tongue. And coming up on the clothes here. I mean, C-L-O-S-E, not C-L-O-T-H-E-S. We already did her C-L-O-T-H-E-S. Her little elbow. She's so snarky. I love it. And I'm just filling in her hair and behind her ear. Like that. And I think we should do probably right here. Oh, I kind of made it a little not straight. It's tricky to do it from the angle that I'm at. Good enough. Good enough, that's what I say. Hey, you're kind of in the way here, little buddy. I need you to do a solid and get out of the way, hey. Because you're making this difficult. Let's do a little bit of a thicker outline right here. He's cute. Little Heihei. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some sparkles because I just want to. I'm gonna use this turquoise. This is me explaining what I'm doing after. I'm gonna use this turquoise right here and do some shading just to add an extra little bit of color. You guys see me do this all the time when I'm working with pencil crayons. Just like at the end, I just add more color because I feel like it looks too simple. Which is what I think is happening here. I just get the urge, I'm like, it needs more color. Make it more colorful. As Aurora's fairies would say, make it blue. Come on, it's a Disney video. I get to say stuff like that. It's not cheesy. It's not cheesy at all. Mm-mm. Add some blue into the hair here too. Yeah, fun. Okay, I like that way better. Shall we do some sparkles? Okay, I think we will. I'm gonna pull you out just so you can have the full view. Okay, gang, so we are in the final stretch here. Just adding some cute little details. Some sparkles. It wouldn't be an ALB piece if we didn't add some silly little sparkles at the end. And I think Moana is very deserving of sparkles. She is a chief. So she gets all the sparkles. Just a couple. Just 1 or 2 or 5. You know, as you do. Just trying to evenly scatter them. I'm gonna give Heihei a little exclamation point. Because he's like, what? Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a day on this one. So let me quickly add my signature to the bottom here. And we'll do the date, which is 2017 now. You guys, we're in 2017. How cool is that? Okay, all done. Thank you all so much for watching. You are my treasured, my best, my favorite, and I appreciate you all so much. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.